I told you here that as far back as 2018, some elder statesmen in this country, they sued Buhari to court for being the arrowhead of insecurity in Nigeria. Did anything happen with that case? Did anything happen? And they brought all the evidence what Buhari did in office to empower terrorists. You can imagine that all manner of infamy have happened in this country under APC. All manner of infamy, something unheard of. Esther, can you imagine a US president being fingered? As being a sponsor, as being and aiding and abetting insecurity, terrorism in American soil. Hey, that would be a black day in America. It can never, in fact, it will be unheard of. Within 24 hours, the US Congress will impeach him.
Is it possible that the Nigerian army has killed him off?
Esther, I don't think so. They want to use him for other. If why did this video surface now? Why did it surface now? Why are they showing all this is now? Why? No, tell me. Did I not tell you here that at the end of the day, Hope Uzodinma will apologize to Imo people for all the blood that was shed under his watch, that he did not do anything? You are the chief security officer of a state. So why is it that under your watch, something never heard of in Imo State happened? Imo State, Mbakwe was there. Nothing. Please, is this how a minister is supposed to be talking?
How is he supposed to be talking?
This thing he said about praying for condolence visit and all that.
He said that somebody sat down and wrote that kind of thing about him. That the reverse will be the case. He will be the one to sign condolence visit, not the people signing condolence visit for him.
Esther, you know why? When government officials travel with your taxpayers' money, you ought to know why they are traveling. You ought to know what they are going to do. When they leave people in limbo, wouldn't they speculate? Wouldn't the press speculate?
But the story, when it came out, sounded very certain. Remember when Taoreed Lagbaja also passed on? Somebody wrote it.
Exactly. They keep hiding things. They keep hiding things.
The government denied it. The person said they saw him.
They keep hiding it, and the press are eager for news. That is their job. They must know what each one of you are doing in that office. So, did the Wike tell anybody why he was traveling and where he was traveling to? Did he? And you think people will not begin to speculate? Okay, when he went to go and buy those houses in US with our money, did he tell us he was going to buy houses?
I was expecting him to actually.
He will not address that. He will not. All those ones.
Florida mansion.
He will keep quiet.
Esther,
they will not talk about it. He will not talk. Even his principal will not ask him. Esther, you can see our people. You are talking of people, but your own, you are not talking about it. Okay, you are in good health, Abi. Why are you sounding like that?
How is it sounding?
Esther, why is Wike sounding like that?
That's a baritone voice.
By what?
Baritone.
Go and listen to Barry White, even though he's late. Go and listen to his music. You will see baritone voice.
So this one is not baritone?
This one is... Esther, let's go on.
Okay.
You know, there should be a limit to telling lies. There are some lies you tell. It turned out to be an embarrassment. Seriously. You know, when elders are telling lies and the small children are now discovering those lies, will it not make a mockery of these elders? There are things you don't just say because you want to talk, because people are going to verify in this age of digital economy and all that. I have said it before and I'm saying it again. The money they paid, if I thought they paid, is for APC members. It can't be for
you saying that him coming out to verbally disclose what he disclosed, that there is no authenticity to that? Esther,
has there been any authenticity what they are saying between him, this Minister of Finance and CBN governor? I have told you here 4 good times since this administration, these two people have been invited at the National Assembly to come and explain some financial infractions under their watch. The one that shocked me was when they talked about subsidy removal.
There is a lot to unpack on this video. Just take your time, watch this video to the end. You are going to hear something on this video. You know, Wike is back, and the state of emergency has been restored. Suspends the emergency rules in Rivers State, and Sim Fubara, barely 24 hours after a state of emergency, he was nowhere to be found. He has not been seen in the government house, and a lot going on. And Wike, on the other hand, is jubilating, happy, rejoicing, because everything falls in his favor. He's gotten what he wanted, and he's happy, rejoicing, and peace has restored to Rivers State, and even the Rivers people are happy. And a lot going on that you are going to listen to on this video. Just take your time, watch the video to the end and see what we are saying. You know, again, the APC members said they have distributed 330 billions to vulnerable Nigerians, the poorest or the poor. 330 billion has been disbursed to them, but there is no accountability. There's no transparency. There is no details on how the money were distributed. So let's listen to this video. Let's take them one after the other. See if this country, if APC members are truly doing this country good, or they are doing themselves good. Do you understand? So let's come back and talk about it. But please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel if today is your first time coming across. But if you have a regular, at least on this channel, kudos to you. Thank you very much for all you do. But if you are coming across this channel for the first time, please do me a favor, like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. So hit the notification bell so that you get to see videos like this next time. Let's go.
They were invited at the National Assembly to come and tell us, especially Minister of Finance, Mr. Minister, you are this first subsidy. How much have we saved? And this debt, how much are we paying? Where is the money have you saved from subsidy removal? Immediately, this particular topic was mentioned. The Minister of Finance said, no, you can't say that here. We cannot discuss this in the open. Come, let's go inside. And inside they went, and up to now, no result was given to us. We didn't hear about it, nothing. We are looking for 210 trillion naira from the NNPC, oil industry. The National Assembly equally raised this issue and call on the what's it called, the Junior Minister of Petroleum, Ojulari Abi.
Ojulari.
Good. What happened to this money? The man said it's true that the money was misplaced, but it's not missing.
Did you call him Junior Minister of Petroleum?
Which one is he?
Barrister Darlington.
Is it the Minister of Petroleum?
The president is the Minister of Petroleum. Ojulari is the General Manager of GMT.
Oh, we don't
the
even.
NNPC.
Okay. I would not even have a junior minister.
No, there's no junior minister.
I was saying it because some people don't like to share position with anybody.
I don't understand.
When they get into office, it tries to be them and them alone. So I was wondering. Thank you, my dear. Your brain is sharp. You are reminding me now because I know that we used to have Ibe Kachuku under Buhari. So here now nobody, and so you don't have anybody to even call to answer for what happened. You see, so that is the issue here. 210 trillion naira that was misplaced, and we have not seen where this money came back. Nobody told us. We have seen the money. We have seen, and nobody was even queried. Esther. So when you are seeing these past events and issues, why do you want to believe that the man will come and tell you the truth now? I said the poor of the poor who deserve this money, they are in the hinterland. Most of them did not even go to school. They don't have bank account. They don't even know whether any money was allocated to them. They are not aware. So how did they get the money? Did you see anybody going to those villages to go and be sharing money to them?
So if you want to make...
Who is that poor of the poor that have bank account? Where did he get the money to open bank account? Where? I mean the poor of the poor. You can see lies. It is all about APC members. They have shared that money to have more numbers, more members. That's all. Nothing else. That's why you cannot see anybody. Because when they show those people who share the money, you now ask yourself, come, does this person look like a poor of the poor? Have you seen why they're not showing you pictures? When you see those who collected this money, Esther, you ask yourself, does this person, this man or woman, does he look like the poor of the poor? And that is where their lives will be exposed. That's why they don't want to show you picture of those who collected this money. You don't need to be told. When you see a poor man, you know that yes, hunger have dealt with this man. It's either the head is bigger than the rest of the body, or the stomach is not there at all. The stomach have gone, is sharing boundary with the back.
Oh God, personally.
I'm talking to the poor of the poor. When you see that, you will know that this man, he has not taken any decent meal in 2 years. So how will he feed well? No, tell me. Or can you hide the money when you have it? It's not possible now. And you cannot equally hide poverty. All of them will show whenever they appear in any family. They will show. Their presence will be seen by everybody. So who collected this money? Lies.
All right, Barrister, you know that Fubara has resumed his duty, although while his supporters, praise-singers were already waiting for him to arrive, he did not arrive. It was Martin Zamawale, the Speaker of the House of Reps in Rivers, that arrived, and they sat, the House of Reps, they were all ready to resume work. They have vowed to probe Ibok Ete Ibas and the monies that he spent while he was there administering over the state and during the suspension of Fubara and the House of Rep members. But then there are talks that a couple of persons believe that what the president did was wrong. People like yourselves have complained, and they've talked about the fact that this is what some persons consider to be state capture. And now, because of the local government elections that were conducted in his absence, local government elections that seems to be installed members with the support of Nyesom Wike and also supporting the president, that Fubara really doesn't have the legal horse anymore in adjudicating or superimposing or making decisions. For example, you know now that the House of Rep members, they're not really his people. The local government chairman, they're not really his people. Others believe that he may actually not be voted back for the second term. So do you think Fubara will be able to administer well? Is there a possibility of Fubara officially resigning, or rather not resigning, decamping to the APC? And others feel that there was nothing Fubara could do. A lot of persons abandoned him. The party he belonged to did not show support. He was going through all of these issues. Aside from the ordinary Nigerians who were showing him support, the institutional powers that be in some quarters were not showing him support. What's your reaction to this?
What Fubara is going to suffer in Rivers State now may be worse than what he suffered before the state of emergency was declared.
But I thought calm has been restored. They've been able to resolve their differences. He and Wike are back together.
This is piece of the graveyard.
Hell.
You know, under Margaret Thatcher, when he was UK Prime Minister, something happened there that had to do with BBC, security issues and all that. You know what it's called? Catch 22. Go and Google it. In fact, it was Frederick Fawcett who now encapsulated it in The Devil's Alternative, in one of that bestseller called The Devil's Alternative. That means whichever way I choose, men must die. It means that whichever way Fubara chooses now, something must give. In the first place, whom is he going to work with? Weakest men that surrounded him. And if he want to assert himself, there'll be a problem. Juxtapose it with what happened in Kaduna under Balarabe Musa, when he was the governor of Kaduna State under UPN. Meanwhile, MPN and the State Assembly surrounded him. He sent a commissioner's list for approval. They refused. They didn't approve it because he did not grease their palm. The man was telling them, look, I don't have money to give. They said, okay, no problem. If you don't have money to give, then we are not going to play ball. Then now I brought another demand that you should give them, each of them, one plot of land and 50,000 naira to develop those plots of land. But Balarabe Musa said, look, I don't have money for all this, so I can't do this. They said, okay, that means you are not ready to be governor. They impeach him. Esther, they impeach him. Things such a thing will not happen in Rivers State. Look, it's either Fubara will resign out of frustration or they will impeach him. Because more
why are you predicting that? If Fubara has crossed all the boxes, or rather checked all the boxes, they have resolved their differences. Because Wike actually spoke, well, based on his declaration today, Wike said that he should not listen to those who will destroy the state.
Esther, who destroyed the state if not him? Esther, when you give a monkey some cookies, he will ask for a cup of milk. They are never satisfied. You know, when people want to blackmail you, they are never satisfied. You are talking of Fubara if fulfilling all the which condition? I said the Supreme Court judgment that he was implementing methodologically. He was there implementing those conditions that the Supreme Court imposed on the state. What happened? Did they allow him to finish it before they brought state of emergency? So when somebody is working towards an answer, there is nothing you are going to do that will satisfy him.
Barrister.
That is the truth. Remember, they set a trap for Fubara during these 6 months. Are you aware?
Barrister, hold on. Let's go back in time. Now, some Nigerians complained, and some analysts like yourself, by saying that the president, what he did was unconstitutional, that this is a democratic setting and not an autocratic one, and what he did was autocratic. I remember when this crisis was brewing, Rivers State was the talk of the town. A couple of persons were asking for the president to intervene on this situation, let the matter be resolved. One of the things the president said yesterday was that he actually did try to involve himself. The first one was when the 8-point resolution was called upon, which Fubara supposedly signed up. Obviously, the 8-point resolution was not in favor of Fubara. Was in favor of Nyesom Wike. The second one was when the president met with elders in Rivers, especially what do you call these guys? I've forgotten. They have a name. Niger Delta Development something. The elders, Pandef. Yes, thank you very much. He met with them and told them to speak with Fubara. I remember that day the president said, "You better warn your son. Talk to him. This is not the way to go. I have intervened before. I will not intervene again." The president did that. Now, according to what they complained, was that the person that the president was meant to address was Nyesom Wike.
Exactly.
And that he did not address Nyesom Wike. They also said they tried to reach out to Nyesom Wike for them to resolve issues, but he did not make himself available. Meaning that he had his conditions, he wanted Fubara to agree to.
Exactly.
Local government elections that were conducted under Fubara was discountenanced. They did not recognize it, obviously. Now, all of this situation happened. The court too had been blamed. 40 suits that challenged the state of emergency in Rivers. In that 6 months, the court did not listen to it. Even the PDP themselves filed a suit in challenging the state of emergency declared in Rivers. The Supreme Court, the High Court did not look into it. Before the emergency, several court rulings were coming up, either recognizing the 27 defected lawmakers or not recognizing them. So, in other words, what do you think the president should not have done, or he should have done? Nigerians said President Tinubu intervened. He did. Later, they complained that the way he intervened was not the way to go. All right. Eventually, he imposed a state of emergency. Fubara eventually decided to listen to the Supreme Court and do what is needed, but the local government elections conducted was not recognized. A suit was filed to the court, and up to now, no resolution came from the court. So, how was the entire Rivers situation balkanized to the point where the whole blame is on the president?
Yes. You see, when you want to make peace, Let the whole world see that you actually want to make it, not that you want to take side. Esther, in all these things you said, was there any day Tinubu called or the president called Wike and said, look, you are the problem in Rivers State. Why not leave that place alone since you have finished your term? I mean, is that not what he's supposed to do? If he had done that and then mean it by making sure that Wike does not interfere in the leadership of Rivers State, please, Esther, do you think we have gotten to this level we are now? You can see. He was just deliberately taking side with Wike for no justifiable reason. I don't understand. Wike is not the owner of Rivers State. He did not create Rivers State. It is not his family property as to decide who will be there and who will not be there. So when he said he intervened, in what way did he intervene, Esther? You are working towards an answer. Every time Fubara. What exactly did the Fubara do wrong? That he resisted Wike from taking over the treasury of Rivers State. Is that the evil he committed? I mean, when people want to do something, don't play all these unnecessary pranks that even small children will know where you are going. What exactly concerns Wike with Rivers State that he had to play a role? People will mention his name when they are talking of peace. On what ground? Please, on what ground? Do you know how many governors that have ruled Rivers State before Wike came on board? If they had behaved like that, Wike wouldn't have seen the opportunity to be governor of that state. And so, why is it that nobody called Wike to order, even up till now? The man is still acting as if he owns the place. And you are telling me that you intervene. In what way did you intervene? Let Nigerians come and tell me that thing that is so outstanding that anybody did. Esther, just oppose it with what happened in the case of Andoba and P2B. When the Supreme Court ruled that Andoba was not the governor of Anambra, that he should get out of that place. But with the backing of Obasanjo, Andoba stayed put in Oka government house until Yar'Adua took over from Obasanjo. Immediately Yar'Adua took over. He didn't even consider or call for any meeting or whatever. He gave Andoba 24 hours to leave Oka government house.
You can sell this.
A direct order. They withdrew his security and everything and asked him to leave that place. The man was in such a hurry to leave that as he was leaving, P2B was coming in. They met on the road. Apparently, whether they wave at each other, I don't know. That is how a leader is supposed to be a investor, for God's sake. A man who wants the progress of his country. A man who wants peace and progress in his country. That's how he's supposed to behave. A Supreme Court order, you did not allow it to be implemented. You hijack it and impose a state of emergency. Please, as at the time Fubara was implementing this Supreme Court ruling, was there any problem in Rivers State, Esther? If they have allowed the Fubara,
it was a pipeline explosion.
Leave others, of course, you know that one is not a very good excuse. Because before now, pipeline had been exploding in Rivers State. Is that not true? It had been exploding. And it was not so bad that it caused any major setback in our economy. And so, we even two people there who said that no, it was a minor issue. But they need to escalate it. You know, when you want to hang a dog, you give it a bad name. So, if Fubara had been allowed to implement those things as said by the Supreme Court, Esther, do you think there will be a problem in Rivers State? Well, you can see that problem was deliberately created by Wike and his co-traveler just to achieve.
Barrister, you are a lawyer. Why was the case, the 40 suits against the state of emergency, why was one not even attended to?
In fact, that is left for National Judicial Council and the NBA. This is where they should come up. In fact,
NBA, the only thing they did was to protest by shifting their convention to any.
Which was not enough. That thing did not yield any progress or anything. It didn't. These are issues that they should take up. I remember when Aka Bashono and co were there. Or the activist Ganifa Imi. He would have gone on a one-man protest.
But why is no one speaking?
I am telling you, Esther. It's so bad it is that even a whole Supreme Court. I am sure none of the judges there is a poor man. With what they are getting as their actual salary, they can live happily and well. So, what is it that is making them not to do their job the way it should be done, Esther? What is that particular thing? The least that can happen, what that can happen, maybe they will retire them or take them to one village in Sokoto. But all those things, it will give you more respect and your integrity will be intact. But for this to be happening under the nose of our judiciary, Esther, I am really ashamed, seriously. I told you here that you said that 27 lawmakers that defected, that the case was not resolved up till now. It will haunt Nigeria for a long time because a very wicked and dangerous president has been set. Because under section 109, there was no place of register, names and all that. As long as there is ample evidence that you defected before the public, you wrote a letter a letter by your own, and that letter was read before the camera. Is that not enough evidence that you defected, Esther? So what is this one that you don't defect? Is the Supreme Court trying to cry more than they believe? Why are they not telling the defected lawmakers what they ought to do that they did not do? Is that what they are supposed to be doing? This adversarial system of our judiciary, when did they turn it upside down? You are not telling the defendant what they should have done in order to win the case, which this you are advising them is not even in the constitution. I checked myself. I read from the beginning to the end. I didn't see where that provision said that if you defect, you must provide the register where your name will be expunged, or they will use TPS to TPS your name from the register. Esther, you can imagine what our court have done to, just to make, I don't know whom they are trying to side now, which side they are on, that our constitution is no longer relevant before the court. You quote it, they will say no, they will not introduce their own. Because that was the only thing they were holding against this defection, that you don't defect on air, you don't defect before the camera. I don't understand that if you defect, your name will be expunged from the register. Meanwhile, remember, there are thousands or millions of names in that register, so you will not bring the register. And how did the court know that those names have not been expunged? Did they ask PDP to bring their register to show whether those names have been expunged? Did the court ask them to bring it? Of course, they would have done it. All they needed to do, get TPS and TPS their name and show it to the court, but they didn't demand for it. You can see, Esther. Very, very, in fact, I don't know. Very strange. Strange. So tomorrow now, people will just defect. A governor may defect. Even the president may defect. And claim that the Supreme Court did not decide on that matter. And so because there was no judicial decision, therefore, is now on a roller coaster. One day, all the parties may defect to one particular party. One day in this country. All the elected lawmakers, all the elected senators, House of Rep, even governor, they will just move into one party in this country. Because the Supreme Court failed.
If you've got kids in...
Because the Supreme Court failed. Failed to put a stop to this rascality. And you say we have a judiciary. The NJC, I was expecting them to ask questions. And even the NBA, they should ask questions about what is going on. Because this thing is destroying our democracy, destroying our polity. We are no longer getting it right here. And meanwhile, the whole world is watching. Some people are complaining that why should the Canadian court say that our political parties are not terrorist organizations? Look at what is going on. By putting fear in people. Because people are now doing their job out of fear. If not fear, tell me what should make a Supreme Court not to attend to a matter that needs speedy attention. Because that state of emergency required emergency attention by the Supreme Court. But up to today, 6 months after, nothing. So, you mean any right-thinking person will now go to court and say, that emergency ruling, we come for it. They will say, which emergency? The thing that have expired, Abi? Of course, they will throw it out. That event have overtaken that matter. Events have overtaken it. So, nothing. Esther, nothing. Whether it is right or wrong, the Supreme Court have just indirectly validated it. Because that's the meaning of what they did.
Barrister, I want us to take a listen to Nyesom Wike speaking about him being hospitalized in a UK hospital. Let's listen to him.
I go with CFOs to make sure that the work is not delayed. But this man I said, whatever it is, I must travel. I must. And I must travel without any file. So if the whole place will crumble, let it crumble. Because one has to realize before you satisfy other people. You know, this job we are doing, there are people waiting for you. The day you drop, they will announce another presidency. So you must make sure while you are working, you also take time out and relax. So I said, let me travel. Before I know it, I was here that they said they were sick. I heard they said they have heart attack. God will continue to help them to have heart attack. It is my prayer I will sign their condolences. It is my prayer very soon I will write to the time we are sorry. We loved him. But take heart. It's God that gives, it's God that has taken. You see, the level of this country where we are, we play politics with everything. How somebody can sit down, just all kinds of things. Where the person...
Okay. Sir?
Because I remember what Atiku said. Okay.
I'm sorry. Sorry. Barrister Darlington. Okay, no wahala. Meanwhile, in the same vein where he was addressing, he says that Showore is very lucky that you don't call the president a criminal. That Showore is very, very lucky that the president is someone that abides by the rule of law. That's what he said. He said that he should count himself fortunate to have a president who respects the rule of law. He says this is a country where somebody on social media will say, Mr. President is a criminal, nothing will happen. You say all kinds of things you want to say, but nothing will happen. No matter how you see people criticize Trump, have you ever seen any American citizen on social media or in the public say, President is a criminal? Have you heard that?
Of course. The lawmaker that we had a show with the other day, he said it severally. In fact, as I talk to you now, Donald Trump is on a suspended sentence. So after his presidency, Donald Trump will go to jail. It's as sure as I'm sitting here. Nothing will stop that case. He's already waiting. All the courts have already, approved of that sentence. So there's nothing Donald Trump will do to upturn it. It's a done deal. They're waiting for him to step down before you go to jail. So every American that I know sees Donald Trump as a criminal because that's what the court said. It has been decided by the court. So let them make such reference. In fact, some presidents have suffered worse fate in the hands of their people. Emmanuel Macron, they petted egg on him. They petted egg, rotten egg on him in France.
You were just named the best.
Rotten egg on him in France.
Oh, there's even this Candace Owen who did some investigations on Emmanuel Macron's wife. In fact, that one, the FBI, in fact, Emmanuel Macron had to speak with the US president to speak with Candace Owen concerning her publication and what she said about his wife. That's another fish, but it was quite deep at the moment. I think that's what earned Candace Owen some kind of recognition.
I want to ask you a question. If somebody have stolen your car, you know that this person have stolen your car.
Okay.
You have all the documents, everything, and the person that stole know that he has stolen your car, but because he feel that he's a bully, he can bully you and all that because he can influence the courts. And then when you took the matter to court, because you say our hands are tied, just like the case of Shagari and Awolowo.
So are you saying if such a thing is done in this part of the world now, they would have utilized the DSS? Because Candace Owen is claiming that Emmanuel Macron's wife is a man. And right as is, that the French couple, they're actually dragging her to court. She said she did her investigation, she asked questions, she went back in time. And so Macron filed a defamation suit against the US influencer.
Let the man or the woman show up
now. A couple of secret agents, especially from the US as well, because Emmanuel Macron had to speak with the US president and some of his allies to speak with her to drop all of the stories she was spewing about his wife.
It's not enough.
Literally saying that, Emmanuel Macron is gay.
All they need to do is to show up the wife. Let there be a medical examination.
That's what she was actually asking. Show us documents. Your wife when she was younger, her pictures in school, her maid, something like that. Let us see that indeed she is a woman.
Esther, when the scandal between what's that his name, American president, Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky broke, the lady was ready to show the whole world the torso of Bill Clinton. That all she described everything, and Bill Clinton was even swearing that he's going to show. And the whole world said that they are going to watch a world class movie. The day Bill Clinton was ready was bid to show up his edition. That was when he owned up. Is that not what happened?
Well, the thing is, based to clear their name, based on that push, based on the kind of rancor that Candace Owens has actually created or generated from that, the couple will now have to offer photographic evidence to prove that Bridget is a woman.
It's not enough.
That's what they want to do. They pictures of her, pictures of, at the court where she was pregnant, raising her children to prove that she's indeed a woman.
I said, is there any there should be independent medical examination to prove a point.
So the fact that she presents pictures of herself being pregnant and raising her children is not enough.
Picture can play pranks on anybody. A medical examination is the even if you go to court today on this issue, it is medical examination that will determine. Is that not true, Esther? So as long as they have not done that, the doubt is still there. Well, so like I was telling you, presidents all over the world, whenever they commit any infraction, it is the work of the press to expose it. What was that thing that brought Boris Johnson down from US Prime Minister? Was it not a party he was holding during COVID-19 in number 10 Dow Street? A journalist took pictures. He denied it. He denied it until the journalist brought out the pictures and everything, and he owned up. His own party member were calling him liar openly, that he should go. He's a liar. It happened.
Well, and for those of you just listening, Candace Owen, she's an influencer, a right-wing MAGA influencer, and she has repeatedly insisted that Brigitte Macron, that is Emmanuel Macron's wife, is transgender. It has generated quite a buzz, and now the first couple would have to, they've gone to court to sue her for what she said in terms of defamation of their personality and slander, and right now they would have to bring photographic and scientific evidence that Brigitte is actually a woman, the pictures of her being pregnant and scientific evidence. Now, the reason why this is coming to the fore is this: if you're not guilty, show evidence that indeed there is nothing. And Ms. Owens had actually said to them, bring your evidence, and all of this would die down. And when that did not happen, that was when she escalated what she escalated. In other words, free press. You want to investigate something, you want to bring out the truth about something, you do. It's an environment where one is not that stifled. Now, if they're able to present all of that, it means that Candace Owens may actually go to jail because she literally set up a false alarm or deliberately tried to set up a conspiracy theory to set the first couple up, and currently they're going through issues in France. Barrister Darlington, so bringing us back to the situation now, is Wike telling us that if it was him, Sowore would not go scot-free by declaring the president such a...
Yeah, that's what he's saying now. But the ones he are committed, did anybody take him to jail? This thing he's doing in River State now, is it not worthy for him to appear before the court? Because when you are causing breach of peace, it's an offense. When police want to charge you for protesting, they say breach of peace, public order and all that. Is that not what Wike is cutting in River State? And it's an offense under our law. So what is now? You don't want to instigate Tinubu against Sowore. You can see how he's doing it. Yes, he's now asking the president to do something about this. But you remember that worse things has happened and nobody said anything. Were you not here when somebody threatened the president's wife? That one was even more dangerous. Because I remember when this Indian writer, what is it? Salman, the man that wrote one particular book against Muslim faith, they declared a fatwa on him, and the whole world, they were looking for him. As long as it has been said, anybody can carry out the assignment. That is the danger in this thing. That one is even more dangerous. For you to say that God said you should kill a woman because he's an infidel, you know, for you to hear those fanatics can take it up. That is why I'm still surprised that the DSS and police have not prosecuted that man. I'm still surprised. Because what he said was very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Very dangerous. Anybody can wake up and carry out that assignment because you said, God told me, God said. That is the more reason why it should have been attended to. But they kept quiet about it. So what is all this one about,
All right, Barrister Darlington, the former Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, has said Nigeria's democracy is dying. He made the comment on Wednesday after he participated in the Goodluck Jonathan Foundation Annual Democracy Dialogue in Accra, Ghana. Jonathan, too, also said the same thing. In fact, he gave a veiled statement that with what is currently going on, he's afraid of how the future is going to be, specifically with our democracy. In that particular regard, Barrister Darlington, the question in the minds of a lot of Nigerians is what actually happened very recently. I'm sure you know of Gentle the Yahoo. The reason why we're saying this is the preferential treatment given to some terrorist insurgents. Now, the Nigerian army told us that they had apprehended Gentle the Yahoo, but we did not see pictures, neither did we see videos of his capture. When Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinarily renditioned, they showed us the picture.
From the airport?
Yes, from the airport, at the Kenyan airport, and also the private jets that he was put into. But for Gentle the Yahoo, we did not see his corpse, neither did we see the capture or if he was decapitated in one way or the other. But there's this trending video, all right, that was done in April, where Gentle the Yahoo is actually accusing, what's his name, Hope Uzodinma,
yeah.
the Imo State governor, of being the one involved in the anomaly of insecurity in the Southeast, specifically Imo State. He called him all sorts of names. Let's take a very quick listen to this.
Not only me, who Uzodinma, I have a meeting with you, together with my triple general, Zuma the Rock, Sky, B44, and with all the rest of the commanders. Who Uzodinma, we have a meeting together. Who Uzodinma, you ask my master, the triple general, to lead Biafra. Who Uzodinma, you ask us, you engage us in some certain work that we have to do for you. Just wait a minute.
All right. Okay.
I have come up today to make it clear for our people to understand the kind of barbarism human being, the kind of leader that calls himself a leader. Uzodinma, you try to engage us to work for you. Uzodinma, you promised us that you will give us oil well to control. Uzodinma, you try to engage us to work for you in the area of kidnapping, assassination,
Jesus,
by attacking your opposition parties. Uzodinma, you told us that you want us to set Agwo Tuaka of Mbano so that you can be able to become a governor. And whenever you become a governor, that Uzodinma, you ask us to go and attack our own brother, a Biafra man, being What is that his name? Adakokwa. What is that his name? Oh, that is his name. Uzodinma. That reminds me. Hope Uzodinma, you remember? You remember? He told us that we should go and attack Uzodinma. But we said no. Hope Uzodinma, we only give you the reason and the what that we need. Hope Uzodinma, you told us that you will bring to us a treated green leaf, being Igbo, Lolualai. Hope Uzodinma, remember, I was the one that told you that we don't need that your own. That your treated Igbo. That we prefer the one that we are using. Evil man, you have planned a way to poison something and bring to us.
I'm telling you.
Hope Uzodinma, we refuse that we can never attack any of our people.
Sorry.
You now move on and use another group,
Sorry.
your policemen, to attack Uzodinma.
Can you imagine? Nah, can you imagine?
I want the world to understand this, that Hope Uzodinma is an evil man. And I want the international community to investigate this evil man that calls himself a Hope Uzodinma. He's an evil man. And if Hope Uzodinma is denying that he did not have any meeting with Gentle and with my master and not the rest of the commanders, if Hope Uzodinma swear over this, Hope Uzodinma must die.
Yeah.
Understand?
All right, Barrister Darlington, that's Gentle the Yahoo. Obviously, he and Hope Uzodinma fell out. In April, he made all of this confession.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, there are talks that the reason why there was a deliberate operation to ensure that they get Gentle the Yahoo is because of this. A couple of people now came out to say that Hope Uzodinma knew where this man has been in all the perpetration of mayhem going on in that particular axis, in that location in the southeast Imo State, and that we did not see this deliberate effort to rout him out. Now, with this particular revelation, the question is this. Remember that this is coming from the prison where Peter Obi said democracy is dying, and where Jonathan actually made a veiled statement concerning the future of our democracy, that is, the future seems bleak. In this particular response, don't you think that security agencies ought to look into this allegation this man made against the governor, despite the fact that the governor has immunity?
Esther, nothing will happen. As long as it is a sitting governor of APC, forget it.
Do you know how indicting this statement is?
Esther.
That our governor is accused of instituting insecurity. I recall, Barrister Darlington, when Hope Uzodinma just became the governor of Imo State. When we heard about these supposed guys who are unknown gunmen or ASN or whatever they call themselves, they would go to traditional leaders' houses. It was bad. They would, especially those ones who make some opposing statements against the government or something, they would bring them out, burn their homes, behead them, put their heads in the market square. Barrister Darlington, it was a consistent activity in Imo State. Around Duziogo, all those areas it's a red zone of these guys. Now, there were talks as well. Ebubagu was brought in, but it seemed Ebubagu did not help the situation. They said they were culpable. They were roasting people's heads in their homes, in their manner that they were actually eviscerating criminals. There was no one taken to court. There was no trial taken forward. So are we saying that Gentle the Yahoo made this statement in April? It's not just now. This confession he's making is not just now. April, My question is, will the security agencies look into this?
Esther. They will not.
Is that not anti-democratic?
No, as far as APC is concerned, forget it. When that attack on Uzodinma's home happened, remember it was twice.
Yes.
The first attack, the guy escaped. And so when they discovered that they couldn't get him, I think another mission was commissioned, where they now went for the second mission. This time around, Uzodinma planted CCTV cameras all over his home and all that. So as they were moving from each part of the compound to all the rooms, the camera was showing them, including a policeman who works with a Hope Uzodinma in Imo State Government House. All these were shown. We saw when they were the phone they were charging. You saw when they picked it, and all the policemen did not even know that camera was watching them. It was after they ransacked the whole place, they burned down all the cars they saw there and left, that this man brought this into the public view. Up to today, did you hear anybody prosecution? Did you hear? With all the picture and evidence, did you hear anything, Esther? What's the name? Onwa? The other man from the same Okigwe zone. I mean, is it not Olu? They were all in Imo State as governors. We didn't hear one single act of insecurity. It was only when Hope Uzodinma came on board. And you are telling me that no agreement was signed, Abi, for him to come from number 4 to number 1. The man who read the minority judgment in that case, that Kekere was even the lead judge, He said something that this judgment will haunt him for a long time to come, and it happened. I wish that man were alive today, Justice Nwanze. I wish he were alive to see what he predicted. I wish he were alive. So they knew what happened, Esther. That is why when people are running their mouth at Imo State, go and say, it is not our character. We don't kill. We don't kill. It's not in our character. When that guy did that thing and shot those 3 boys, I said that his cup is full. For him to have committed that atrocity, they will bring him out. In fact, I predicted it. I said it. The moment that video showed up and he was boasting, I said, no, you're a gunner. Igbo land will not harbor you for what you did.
All right, so we're going to take a very short break. Just stay with us. This is still the evening run with a campaign bus in one of the northern states. I can't remember precisely which of the northern states he visited. Now, critics of Peter Obi said, this is Atiku, obviously, setting himself and campaigning ahead of 2027. This is the campaign bus, him taking pictures, meeting some elder statesmen in other states, and that Peter Obi is still being a charitable philanthropist. Meanwhile, efforts are already going. In other words, confirming that possibly the ADC is indeed for Atiku Abubakar. Now, there have been different talks as to the emergence of Jonathan. Recently, Jonathan invited Peter Obi to Ghana, where they held this kind of conversation. I'm sure you heard the statement Peter Obi made was in Ghana. The statement Jonathan made actually was in Ghana, where he encouraged the Nigerian youth to start getting themselves into politics. So, if that is the case, then is this a deliberate confusion when we hear Peter Obi stepping down for Jonathan, no longer campaigning for 2027, or we're hearing that El-Rufai would be his vice, or we're hearing Atiku has stepped down for Peter Obi? Different talks, different conversation. Is it possible that Atiku indeed is a presidential candidate being, considered in the ADC, despite them saying they're going to hold an open primary?
Esther, at this point, I don't want to dwell on speculations too much.
No, it's not speculation. If you're watching us on YouTube now, you will see the video. You'll see the campaign bus. It's a video. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar for president on the bus. It's a green bus with ADC. His supporters have already started the campaign. So it's not a speculation thing. I would implore you right now to join us on YouTube. You will see the video. No. He took pictures with a lot of them there. The bus too was done for them. Everything is there. There's nobody. It's not a speculation thing. Already the campaign has begun for him being considered as a president for 2027. His picture is on the bus. Atiku for president, ADC as a party logo, him shaking hands with some of them right there. So it's not a speculation, Barrister Darlington.
Now, listen very well.
Okay.
Do you know that Peter Obi have had more meetings with Jonathan than with Atiku?
Okay.
Private meetings. Is that not true? Both within and outside Nigeria. Meanwhile, it was Peter Obi and Atiku that was the talk of town about 2-3 months ago. You saw what happened here when I gave my opinion. Now, can't you see that the table have changed? Yes, can you see what I was saying that time? The table have changed. So Atiku actually, maybe he had waited and nobody talking to him. He has moved on. And
I think so.
You just told me now.
Yeah, that's what is correct.
He has moved on. So you mean after this one now, you now step down for Peter Obi?
What if it's the supporters that are doing this? His northern supporters.
With their own money, Abi?
Yes, with their own money. Yes, because he came to visit them. As he came to visit them, see the boss already in the compound with his name on it, his picture on it, stating that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar for president under the ADC. So, they could run under the guise that, it's not me, it's my supporters who are loyal to me, who actually want the ADC to consider me, and we're ready to go all out for you.
Okay, hold on. Where are Peter Obi supporters and their own campaign structures? You mean, look, the person you are even trying to unseat is already settled down. He has finished all he needed to do. Whatever campaign will start by 2026 is just, to fulfill all righteousness. He has put all the things he needed to put in place. And so you are waiting. It's not every fight that you try to be dodgy. At times, you have to show yourself so that your opponent will know that you are not afraid, But when you start behaving as if you are afraid or you don't want to, whom are you afraid of? How long will you continue to hide?
You think Peter Obi is exhibiting fear?
I don't know. The other part of opposition, they are not showing more assertive as they should be. They are not being more assertive as they should be. That is what I feel. And that has given the APC that leverage to be acting as if nobody can challenge them. They are not doing enough, seriously. This Rivers State thing should have been a very big campaign issue that the opposition would have used. But they are not using it. I'm telling you, the whole world did not even know 1/4 of what happened in Rivers State, how it was done. And these are things they should have highlighted with a very massive protest. You mean if they go on a protest to tell the whole world what is going on here, they will arrest all of them? You know that can never be possible. It's not possible. If ADC, PDP and Labour Party leaders were to come together as opposition, go to National Assembly and demand that there should be electoral reform, IREV and BIVA should be made legal and all that. Show some seriousness. Let them know that yes, you don't like what they are doing. You just keep quiet. You remain docile, thinking that by speaking from your bedroom, things will change. It will not change, you.
You think he's being docile?
It will not change.
The fact that he's not talking doesn't mean that he's not working on it.
Go back to history. If Jesus Christ did not come and die, maybe things wouldn't have been like this.
But Daniel Bola is questioning Peter Obi's ideological alignment and consistency with the party's core principles. For example, in a particular podcast, Bola argued that Obi's personal and professional background does not reflect the socialist values of the party he once belonged to. He said he is a capitalist by nature. That's Peter Obi is a capitalist by nature, and he believes in free market economy. He's a businessman. There's nothing resembling socialism around Peter Obi. So he also questioned Obi's track record of activism and support for workers' causes. So he said Peter Obi ran on the platform of Labour Party that is principally a socialist party. Tell me whether you have ever seen Peter Obi in any worker strike, protest, or student unionism. Even during NSAS, was he there? Yet, is it the same demographic he uses in campaigning? In other words, what he's saying that what he is displaying now is not what he is. That Peter Obi has never led a protest like Omoyele Sowore. He has never been in the forefront for calling for a protest. Is that the way to actually show that indeed you really represent the true interests of the people by organizing protests more often?
Can you imagine? And nobody replied him. You see why I said it, that some people needed a spokesperson to counter some of these narratives. So the other person who told us that is the father of human rights activism, who founded democracy and all that. What is he doing? These are things that they needed to counter. You cannot be talking of remove the log of food in your own and before the ordinary speck in my own. These are issues that they should counter with the facts. Peter Obi ran Anambra, and it is because of his activities in Anambra that brought him to limelight. Is there any other? Is there any other thing, Esther? Is there any other thing? How come no other governor have garnered such respect and prestige after leaving office? How come? Why is it only Peter Obi? They are not talking about that, Abi. All these mundane things and all that is what they are lashing onto. Is it not when you get power that you now begin to implement your manifesto and your ideology? Peter Obi is a capitalist. China is a socialist country. But go and look at the free market that is running there today. They created a buffer. Places like Hong Kong, all those Yahoo, Nihu, where is Adibo?
Yahoo,
Nihu, Adibo, come here. All those, all those places that are centers of industry. Why did they create it, Esther? Do you think that if China is a core socialist country like the former USSR, they would have been there today with 1.4 million human beings? 1.4 billion. They wouldn't have survived now. So they learned a lesson from what happened with USSR. That was why they created these industrial zones, so that people can go there and display their skill. Then the real capital of China is the center of their socialist government. You can see why they are surviving. If they didn't do it like that, China would have collapsed like a USSR long ago. Long ago. So I don't know when people talk. Unfortunately, they didn't hire me, so I won't talk. But these are things I would have loved to answer them. I'm not joking. Answer them properly, so that after answering them, they will not sleep that night. I've said it several times. Look at this type of talk. Is that what we are talking? Meanwhile, you have a log of food. You have not removed it from your own eyes with your own eyes, and you are talking of issues, minor issues. Let him tell us that thing that is selling Peter Obi today. If not, is a good character in government when he was in Anambra State governor. Is that not the thing that is selling Peter Obi?
Yeah, but somebody sent a message right now and said Salman Rushdie or Rushdie was one who wrote the satanic verses. This is from Jess Jaman.
I didn't want to be too direct.
Jess Jaman, thank you very much for helping us with that.
Salman Rushdie, yes, he wrote a book. And because they declared a fatwa, that was Ayatollah Khomeini. When he was the Shah of Iran, he declared a fatwa on the man. The whole Muslim world, they were looking for this man. Until they go and beg the Muslim leaders through the back door. I'm not joking. So when statements like that are made, you don't take it because of the extremist characteristics of these people. You just, such a statement was made, even when you left it and you are talking of a minor issue. That's what I'm saying. Thank God I have intelligent listeners who can validate what I'm saying.
Yeah, somebody just said, in fact, person sent me a message on Facebook. His name is Jess Jaman.
I said, yeah,
and another Chuk Simanuel also verified it.
Mr. or Barrister Dality. The man said not send anybody. Just to say we are not send anybody because the way the country they go now, you don't even send anybody. Anything if you happen anytime, just spit out your mind. Just speak your mind. You don't care what happens after. And this is the kind of people we want. Do you understand? We want this kind of people to be speaking to Nigerians, the state of the country, the nation, what this government is doing. Do you understand? Tell you the fact. When you listen to him, you know that if the government is doing well or the government is not doing well, will tell you it's not because there is a hatred or he hates the president or we hate the way the government is ruling this country, the way the government is dealing with Nigerians, the poverty level that the government has brought to this country. We have no reason to complain or people have no reason to suffer, to go through this pain. That's what we are saying. And now APC, they said they distribute $330 billion. I mean, million, whatever. There is no, you cannot trace it. Go to their website, it's nowhere to be found. The figure is there, but you can't see the details. Poorest of the poor does not have bank accounts. How do you trace them? Do you even know where they are? You don't know. There are no sensors. There are no sensors. We don't have data to know, to say that they register before, okay, you through their registration. Even if you go by their registration, you do not go and verify. Some of them would have died. Do you understand? So it's all lies upon lies with APC government. It comes to sow lies to Nigerians during campaign. They are actually doing exactly what they said by telling us, like, consistently lying to us. And for Wike, he's not happy, rejoicing, jubilating that everything falls in his favor. He's on top of the world. He won the battle. He beat Fubara hands down. Now, Fubara, 24 hours after, he was nowhere to be found. He was not in government house. Meanwhile, Wike granted an interview yesterday. Wike thought that when Shehu asked him, where is Fubara? He said he doesn't know, but he spoke to Sim Fubara that he was going to, they spoke to Fubara, but he's going to come. But as far as peace has restored, there's no problem. It doesn't matter. It's not constitutional that Sim Fubara must be in government house. That's saying yesterday that is not compulsory, it's not constitutional that Sim Fubara must come to the government house that day. You know, this is just they know what they are doing, because Sim Fubara is ashamed. He's not a coward, he's just ashamed of himself. With the crowd jubilating and happy on his behalf that he's coming back, he can't show his face to the public. That is the strategy, the plans that Wike are planned with them, that no worry, no come. You don't know what is going to happen. Stay there. When this noise today, after that yesterday and today, he will sluggishly go to the government house. He will just go and issue a statement. At that time, everybody has gone who came to celebrate, to rejoice that he's back to government house. They would have gone back. So nobody will see him. He will just hide, go to the government house. And meanwhile, he was staying in London, because 2 days after yesterday, the both of them were in London. Wike and Sim Fubara, they were in London. And even if not in the same area or not in the same hotel, they met in London. They spoke extensively, and they were together. They know this thing was going to happen. Wike left Sim Fubara there. He said he left Sim Fubara, but Sim Fubara told him, imagine yesterday that you're supposed to go to the government house. You are staying in London and you are expected to return from London. That's same yesterday. Meanwhile, Wike did the same thing, right? That's what Wike said yesterday interview when he was asked by Shehu. That's what he said. So we are waiting. Maybe Sim Fubara will appear today to give his own speech, welcome back speech, and see what. Let's take it off from there. And for the house, Wike wife, they talked about that he bought a house, $2 million in US, blah blah blah. Shehu asked him yesterday. Now what he said it's a lie. He didn't buy any house. The house is for his wife. That my wife and children, they are citizens, they are Americans. They give them house, and so what, if they give them house, and so what, is it me? No. This issue came up many times when I was campaigning at 2028, 2008, when he was campaigning. This issue came up. The other time, this issue came up. This one, he bought a house, and so what, What kind of human being is this? At the end of the day, he said it's a lie. He's not the one who bought the house. That somebody they give his wife, or his wife bought the house, or they gave his wife because he's a citizen. Can you just imagine? That was how Wike defended himself yesterday. What's about it? Just imagine that your wife is a citizen, your children is a citizen. So America will not give your wife house for being a citizen. House worth $2 million. Or somebody will not just give your wife house that worth $2 million in America for the good work, for the bribery, for giving them justice instead of another person. Anyways, it's Nigeria. We are not surprised. We can say if there's anybody who does not like traveling to America, he's the one. So you don't like traveling to America, your wife, you allow them to go and buy a house worth $2 million in America. Wow. They ask you again, is it the son that you allocated? He said his son called you. You said your son called you on that same interview that your son is telling you that people are rejoicing, people are happy that you are doing well in Abuja as FCT minister. She will then ask you, is it the same son you allocated land to, hectares of land in Abuja? Wike said, and so what? And so what? Can't my son have rights? If I give other people, can't I give my son? Is he my enemy I want to sell land for? No, Wike is another person, he's another human being. Somebody who he don't even care. Anyways, this is it. So What do you think? Go and listen to Wike full interview yesterday. Anyway, maybe I'll put it. Just listen to Wike full interview on that yesterday, Channels Television. He said a lot. I know that one will be the topics of today because he said a lot. He exposed a lot of people yesterday. What Wike has never said before. He said a lot on that interview, 2 hours interview with Shehu. Anyways, what do you think? Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is the government of APC.